If you love metal detecting, you'll love Treasure Hunting magazine. Each month, we bring you a brilliant mix of real-life stories, expert tips, amazing finds, and all the inspiration you need to get out and enjoy the hobby. Written by detectorists, it's packed with useful info to help you read the land, improve your finds, and figure out what you've discovered. Whether you're just starting out in the hobby or you've been detecting for years, there's something for everyone. To subscribe to the UK's favourite metal detecting magazine, visit treasurehunting.co.uk today.
It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the big detecting show.
It most certainly is. Good evening, dear.
Good evening. Sorry, the dogs want it. The dogs
How
suddenly
the devil are
come
we?
up to me. The dog's here and it's got yogurt over its head.
Okay.
I don't know
Are
why.
you sure
Good
it's
evening.
yogurt?
Oh, no. Tom's been playing with it again. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Dave. How are you?
Tanned.
Yes. You're quite pinky, aren't you? Yeah, you've been
Yes.
welding, I understand.
Yes, I was tack welding and didn't wear a mask or sleeves.
Show me your arm. You got to watch that. Being diabetic, that gets infected. Oh dear.
It's been 30 odd years since I've welded, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll just do what he's doing, but didn't realise the other person had long sleeves on. And
It's a claim there. It's a claim there. But yes, metal detecting. There's a lot been going on with all these new machines coming out, and the XP machine soon to be launched.
yeah, there was another XP video released yesterday. I've not watched it yet, so I've not been able to add it to the list.
Yeah. So we've got a wealth of machines in the last year, haven't we? So I've just finished I haven't finished. Well, I had a good 6 months with the Legend 2. Just wrote a field test on that, which will be in the next Treasure Hunting magazine, not this month's, next month's. Have you seen who's on the front cover of Treasure Hunting magazine this month?
Yes, I have.
Our good friend,
Mr. Langston.
Chris Langston. So
I was giggling because in the green room, somebody's shaking a empty bottle of wine at us. Or empty bottle of gin.
I think that's vodka, probably.
Okay, but I know they only started it about 15 minutes ago when we started talking. So,
well, I haven't been drinking tonight.
In Normandy. Nick West is in Normandy, and Adrian's just come past from France.
I've just come back from France. Yes, I was in France this weekend.
Right,
the south of France.
Get it out your system. I'm giving you the Donna monologue. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Went to France, drank a lot, ate a lot. Person had a McLaren on his drive, Shelby Mustang with over 700 brake horsepower, an original AC Cobra, and I went to Monaco on Sunday. I'll cut it down.
You've got 15 seconds left. Where did you take photos from and send them to?
On the grid, on the Formula One grid in Monaco. I stood on the grid.
Any museums?
No, I just I could have made one with the amount of drink I had, but very cheap out there. Of course, it is for wine. So the wine I drink in England is £8.50. Out there, it was about £3 something. So it's basically two for the price of one. So enjoyed myself. Went swimming in the pool in my pants because I couldn't be bothered to put my swimming trunks on. Lost me pants. Still haven't found them. But yeah, it's nice. It's 23 degrees, not too hot, just nice. So yeah, it's nice.
Well,
so I wasn't going to talk a lot about cars. Wasn't going to talk a lot about cars.
I'll give you 30 seconds to.
I could. Monaco has some amazing cars, especially outside the casino. And I like the way if you want to go down certain roads.
How are you this evening?
Hey.
You sneaked me in.
Hi, Dawn. All right.
Hi, Dave. You really don't look right. Your head looks like really shiny and like damaged.
I think it's blood pressure.
Like my arm as well.
I know it looks bad. Welding burns are bad.
I'm all right now. I've got.
Are you sure you're not going to not something going to happen to you during the show, is there?
Again.
It has happened before. I have had to go because I was not well.
You had to go to hospital, didn't you?
Can I just Philip Willsworth?
Adrian, I'm going to have to go to hospital.
Hello. He says it's not like you to drink, Don. Now, I've got to say, the only time I ever drink, and nobody believes me, and I say this all the time, is when I'm on the internet. Oh. So I come on tonight, I'm having a bit of a socialise with you. Finish work, you see. I'm off on Monday, so that's like a really long weekend. And I just thought, wait, hey, I'll have a little bit of vodka. But I'm only having one, so you don't have to get excited. I won't be singing.
What, one bottle?
No,
I was commenting before the show to Dawn how well she looks. She's lost weight, looks very well, and she told me her age, and I nearly fell off my chair. And I won't say what it is because it's potentially. No,
he's actually texted me privately and said, "F me, that age."
Yeah, yeah, I was quite surprised. For 78. No. But no, you look well, Dawn. Look really well, and I think you're enjoying yourself.
We wasn't supposed to be mentioning this subject, were we?
We didn't mention it.
However, one of our co-hosts, I am going to be absolutely tearing apart, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's nice to be on. I've been a bit off the scene for about 12 months, if you noticed. To sort of had a bit of a low profile year, and I just felt like I needed a bit of a rest, you know. And I was going out metal detecting all the time, but just wasn't always filming it. I just felt like I needed a break, you know what I mean? Because I've been doing it for like 11, 12 years, and I think I just needed a break. So I was putting videos out like once a month and that, you know. But a lot of them, I was just detecting and not videoing. That's what I was doing. And it did me good, that actually. It did me a lot of good.
Did
and
you
I feel
more?
like you said I'm looking better and everything. And I just feel restored. And just at the minute, I'm just coming booming back. And I feel back on full power.
Good.
And while you weren't videoing, did you actually find more?
Yeah, I posted anything that I found that was nice. But, you know, I just didn't have I just didn't have the inclination to make videos because I had a couple of, YouTube's gone really, really strict with music lately. And all my videos were getting pulled for copyright this, copyright that. I was just getting on my nerves because, as you know, I love music and I incorporate music in my videos. And I think that's, even you might not notice it sometimes, but it's the way I do it. It just works, you know. So to be getting copyrighted all the time and not being able to use the music I wanted to, it was like ruined half, you know, because I loved editing because I used to be able to use music as part of the picture. But once they took that away, I just felt flat. Do you understand what I mean? And then it put me off editing, and then I just thought, what's the point? And I had a little bit of that going on for a year. Did
you get strikes for your Benny Hill music?
Yeah, all the time. So I never earned any money. I've never earned any money at all. If I put a Benny Hill in, that was it. No money on that video at all. So at one point, I just turned my monetization off completely because I was just sick of it. But then I thought, well, it's not fair, really, you know. So Stick a dog, come back, wrote my own music. Well, with the help of AI, obviously. But the songs and all the music now that's in my videos, I've wrote. So I thought, right, you can't get me on copyright now.
So you've basically gone into ChatGPT and put, can I have Benny Hill, Boney M, and a bit of Barry Manilow soundtrack?
No, they're proper. Honestly, if you listen to the music, they're quite catchy as well. You don't like AI. You can obviously tell it's AI. A lot are obviously AI. I don't think this one is.
No, but I do like a bit of Benny Hill. I do
do, but I mean, it's like, I've not found any silver for him a little bit, so it's not been an issue, about what I'm going to do with that. But I loved it. It was like when I first started, I used to have, Silver Machine on by Hawkwind. I used to have that, if a find was coming, I used to play it really low in the background, so it'd be building up, just to when the silver come. And then obviously that started getting copyrighted, so I had to stop that. And then my Bird on a Tree, what everybody loved. Bird on a Tree, that one. No. Copyrighted, couldn't use that anymore. That's why I had to stop using the intro.
We have some soundtracks on some adverts on the show, and they've been striked, but they're AI generated, which I spoke to you about.
Not only are they AI generated, but some of them which we've created have actually been, we've paid for the editing suite, is what's provided by the editing suite. So it's like the music that's been provided that we've paid for.
Yeah. Well, I've got done with that as well. It's usually, if you look in the small print of your editor, because I had a big argument with them over this, and it's just for private use.
Well, Andrew T thinks your new song is great. So
somebody was wanting to know what it was so they could download it. And I was like that. Yeah, I wrote that.
Definitely.
So that's all right. And then, and I'm just feeling inspired again now. I've got my music back.
The one song that doesn't get strikes for us, oddly, is the Adrian's Wall, which is very Carry On theme type music.
I think it was. How long have we had that now? 3 years?
Yeah.
Actually, is it a ringtone on the website?
Yes, it is. It's a ringtone on the website as well. Yeah.
So it's on our website, bigdetectingshow.com.
So even though we haven't got an Adrian's Wall tonight, this is the Adrian's Wall music.
It's a cross between Benny Hill and the Generation Game.
Can I borrow that music, or can you tell me what it is? And maybe
you can download it off the Big Detective Show website.
That would work.
Actually,
I could speed it up and it would work.
Done.
Yeah.
If you go to the Big Detective website, Big Detective Show website, you can download it there.
Can I?
And
it's AI.
It's AI.
Oh, hang on a minute. Something's happened to our website. Keep talking amongst yourselves.
Right. Well, I've got a bit of news, which is if you follow my videos and stuff like that, you will see that I've got a new permission and Quest for Britannia there. Yeah, and you've seen, and it was like, I were after that land for 18 months. And I had the guys, I want longer than that. I've dog walked over it for 10 years and always thought, God, I wish I could detect it. One of them places. So it's always been on my radar. And then somebody gave me his number. When I was on a dog walk, I was mentioning it because you always talk about metal detecting when you're out with your dogs, don't you? I do anyway. So this lady says, "Oh, I know Dave." She says, "I'll here's his number if you want it." And I thought to myself, right, I'm not ringing him because he can just say no. So I just haunted where he lived at his farm until he was there, and it took me 18 months. 18 months. Adrian's one.
Sorry.
It took me 18 months. Anyway, finally found him a few weeks ago. And I was wandering around this little hamlet, like looking, and I was talking to all the neighbours and everything. And these two old people, they said, "Well, that's him in his tractor up there." I went, "Oh, is it?" So they started hanging around at the gate, looking like a bit odd. you know, just, and I could see him looking at me every time the tractor went past, and I was just like hanging about at the gate. Anyway, they stopped, one come out, and it was the son, and he come down and he said, "Are you all right? Can I help you?" So I said, "Yeah." I said, "I just wanted to know if you had any fields maybe that I could metal detect." And he looked at me and he went, "You'll have to ask me, Dad." He says, "But I know what he's going to say." I said, "Well, should I ask him anyway?" He went, "You can." And so I opened the door, and so I went through the hello. You know, I said, "I've been looking for you for 18 months." I did my best to dig a dawny sort of excitement, you know, and I had my lipstick on and that. And so I says to him, "Is there any chance I can metal?" He said, "No. And I said, "But I'm a professional and everything." I said to him, "What about if I give you £5 every time I come?" And he started laughing. And he said, "Look, I'll give you a half a day test down there. Or I'll give you half a day down there." I said, "Honestly?" He said, "Yeah, half a day down there you can have." So I were over the moon, you know what I mean? So the first time I went down, I didn't film it because I didn't want him like getting distressed, you know, especially so I thought if I find silver and he starts seeing me dancing in fields and that, you know, I might think, well, she get rid of her, you know what I mean? She's a bit mental. So anyway, I found quite a lot of coins and stuff like that. I found half a pocket watch, some nice things. So when I got home, I photographed them all. I put them on a piece of paper and I photographed them all and put the dates on what they were, and I cleaned the best bits up. So and then sent them an email with it all on. I said, "Look, if you want anything off here, it's your land, you can have it, you know, and this is what I found and blah, blah, blah. And is there any chance I can come again? You know, like, yeah, you can come back again." So anyway, so we're going. Anyway, so I brought them, on the second time I come up, I went to Greenhalgh's Bakers and I bought them some Bavarian slices, but they were jam specials as well, so they had a bit of jam in, and I gave them to them. They like that, you know, and then all the neighbours was talking to me, and they were all interested in what I'd found. And I said, "Oh, in the summer I said what I'll do is I'll bring a little table up and I'll put everything out that I've found, and we can have a look at the history of it and all that." And everything was going fantastic. Anyway, last week I emailed. He said, "All right, come on Friday because the weather looks nice then." And he said, "My dad don't want you to come anymore."
Oh.
I actually started.
Why?
He just didn't. He didn't really want me there anyway. I mean, I think the older farmers, if you look at it, I mean, up that area, they're all a bit precious about the grass. You know, I don't know what they want with the grass, but they're a bit precious about it. And the son was all for it, and his email was really nice, you know. And he said, "I've told him how lovely you are and how respectful you are and everything." And he said, "Everybody's happy to have it." He said, "But he won't have it." He said, "Leave it for a little bit. Email me back in towards the summer." He said, "I'll have another go at him."
Yeah, I think also one of the downsides of being a YouTuber is you're sharing that permission on YouTube. And even though no one knows really where it is in the world, I've my biggest permission, I'm not allowed to share any images or photos on social media or in the magazine.
Well,
That's
I did
part of the
discuss this
contract.
with him. I did discuss this while he was in the tractor because it would be unfair not to tell him that I make YouTube videos. So I did discuss this while he was in the tractor, and he said, "Don't show anywhere that's you know where you can spot." And I went out of my way. You cannot tell where I am.
No.
I did everything that he asked, you know what I mean? I never went longer than 3.5 hours or anything.
How old is he? Like 70s?
Yeah. Same age group, innit? I mean, the son was lovely. He was dead interested in what I found and everything. Anyway, so it's not no, it's just a little bit of a, you know, for whatever reason, whether his animals are coming out or whatever, he's got his reasons, hasn't he?
I've got a permission. I'll quickly say it again, but I said it on the show the other week. Where I drink, a local brewery, got chatting there. Guy had a Formula One jacket on. I like Formula One. I said, "That's a nice jacket." He went, "Yeah." And then we got chatting, and he was only about 28. And I said, "Do you live around here?" He said, "Yeah, I live up blah, 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 end of my road." It's like a long, long road. It's like 3 miles long. And he goes, "Yeah, I work on the farm up there." And I went, "You got a farm?" And he went, "Yeah." I said, so I said, "Do you want a drink?" He went, "Yeah, all right then." So started chatting, and I said, "Do you allow metal detectors on?" He went, "No, never allow them on." I said,
I know,
"Why?"
it's like an instant boom, isn't it?
And I've been drinking with him for half an hour, and I said, I said, you know, who I was and all that, and he goes, "Oh yeah, but no, family won't allow metal detectors on." Anyway, he said, I said, "What do you do then at the farm?" He said, "Oh, I restore tractors and traction engines, steam engines, you know." And I said, "Oh, my granddad had one of those." And he goes, "Oh, did he? What one was it?" I said, "I told him my granddad's name." And he went, "I've got that traction engine. I've just restored it." I went, "No." Well, totally turned around now, and I've got permission up there just because
Wow.
he's sort of, yeah. And he's actually, well, we're going to go to the brewery on a traction engine, me with a pint in hand. But it is trust. It is trust, and I think it's hard. You know, it's a hard thing. The way I look at it is, if someone knocked at my door and said, "I want a metal detector in your garden," I'd be like, "No." But then, if it was a blonde 6 foot tall in a bikini, yeah, there you go. No, but yeah, it's a tricky one, and it is getting
Well, look,
harder
I
and
got
harder
a
and harder.
permission as well at the manor house, the medieval manor house.
Yeah,
And he was no, and I just went like that and folded my arms, and he saw that I had a Masonic symbol on my arm, and he went, "Are you a Freemason?" No, he said, "Are you on the level?" I said, "Yeah, why?" He went, "Yeah, I am too." And we done the secret handshake, and yeah, come on whenever you want to know I can trust you now.
yeah, it's trust. It's trust. It's all down.
I really thought I'd built the trust up. I did everything by the book. You mean if you watch that video and you see how neat them holes are, you couldn't see anything where I'd been at all. If there was anything that was looking, you know, and sometimes when you get a signal, you have to start messing about and digging it. I left it. I only went for, you know, the big stuff first, just to make sure everything was tidy. And like I say, I got on with the neighbours like house on fire. So it wasn't like them complaining either.
You've been on the neighbours, asked the neighbours to go on their land.
It was a little 1600s hamlet. So there was
so
about
the neighbours, can you go on their land?
Well, one of them's given me a little field round the side, and so I've done that half of that. So I've got the other half to go back to do that. But it's just a shame because they all used to come out for a chat, and you know, the kids and that, and I used to give the kids, you know, I'd say, "Oh, would you want some coins?" and that. So,
yeah.
Dark Knight Detectorist Jason Hill. Look at the colour of my face and my arm.
Oh, he
knows what I'm on about.
You put any
I've been putting After Sun on. Or After Well.
After Sun?
I think you need to put some cling film or something, you know, like a proper burn.
Saffron.
No, it was a first aider. If you have a burn, what you're best off to do is put cling film around it so you're not getting any oxygen and air to it, stops it burning. But I suppose if you put it on your face, he'll just die, won't he?
No mask, Jace, I was tacking.
If you've got a burn bigger than the size of your hand on your body, straight to A&E.
Correct.
Straight to A&E. You need to go.
You've done first aid training then, haven't you?
Well, I'm a doctor, ain't I? So.
Yeah, right. What off?
Lady bits.
You won't get me this week, Adrian Gaylor. You will not get me. I know
I got thrown out.
Anything, and I always go, "Do you? Have you?" But you're not
Adrian,
going to get
you've got half an hour, and she's laid down a challenge.
Yeah. What? To be a doctor? Oh, to get No, the only reason I know that is because I got really badly burnt on my back years ago. I had a rocket in my back pocket, and it went off, and and the worst thing was I was driving, so it burnt all the seat and everything, and I ended up going to hospital. So I nearly got you, Dawn. I nearly got you, Dawn. I thought, sorry, before I forget, Dave, I thought of, you know, we used to have Gareth's Loft.
Yes.
I thought of a new competition we can have on the show before I forget it. Gareth used to go up his mum's loft to get his history books, magazines, didn't he, to look at them.
We could have. They were certain art magazines.
Yes, I know, but I've said they were art magazines. We could have a competition on the show. What page is Gareth studying this week from his art book up the loft? And the book of magazine what did they used to be? 128 pages. Not that I've got one and count it every week, but yeah, I just thought about it. As art pamphlets. So Gareth had art pamphlets up his mum's loft. Yes, I just thought that'd be quite a good competition. Anyway, we move on. Yes,
full mask in air now, Jace.
I've got to go early tonight because I've got to pick up the housing manager, so I'm going to be gone in 20-ish minutes. So apologies, or some people probably.
So you've also recently took a. We will. You've also recently took a trip to a holy island as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I mean that was very strange. I had a really strange week last week because it was like up, down, like that. You know, like with emotions. And the day that I just got that email, it said, "Sorry, you can't come anymore," I started crying. I didn't actually start crying. I was like, anyway, I went on Facebook, and there was a message there saying, "I know it's a bit late, but do you fancy coming to Lindy's farm?" You know, and I just said, "Right, all right, I'm coming," because it was on the last Friday. This, yeah, so it's a few days that Sonny just gone. So so I thought, right, but then I was worried about Diggy, you see, because Diggy's been poorly.
Really?
Am I just on the show on my own? Oh no. Anyway, yeah, Diggy's been poorly.
We're here. We're still here, Tom.
That's what you're trying to mess with me, man. So Diggy was poorly, he had a seizure. And I had to hold him up. He couldn't walk or anything. He was for about 5 minutes. I just had to hold him, and he was like falling over and everything. Anyway, we took him to the vets, and she said he might have had an epileptic fit. And then he started chewing his paws. So I was supposed to be going to a Detective Nation weekender at Betsy Coed because it was beautiful there last time I went. It was gorgeous. But I thought I was going to take Diggy, but I thought he's too ill to go, so I'd cancelled that. Then I got rejected from my permission, and then the next second I had the invite to Linda's farm. So next morning I got up at 5 o'clock, drove there, got to the island at 9, and then detected from 9 till 6:30. Then went to the pub with everybody, had a meal, and then drove home at 1 o'clock. So it was a 20-hour day.
You must be knackered.
Next day I was vibrating like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually do anything.
Yeah. It's not 9 o'clock yet, Dawn.
Honestly,
there's children watching.
Exhaustion. Because 9 hours takes a long time, isn't it? But I've had like 7 hours drive on top of that, plus a meal.
The reason I mentioned that is because I spoke to a bloke who valeted your car once, and he told me to be.
That was the funniest thing ever. That.
Go on, just tell us a story because he's a good one.
So I was swapping my car, so I took it to this man to valet it because obviously it got all detecting mud in it and everything else like that. So I took it for him to valet it, and anyway, when I went to pick it up, he said, "Oh, I found a couple of things in here." I said, "All right." He said, "Oh, do you want them back?" And I said, "What are they?" And he said, "Well, there's this." And he had me pinpointer, which was an old black one. It was the black Garrett one before the orange ones. And
Black Mamba.
Yeah. And he went, "Is this?" And he said, "I think it vibrates." I said, "It's a pinpointer." He says, "Oh, thank God for that and that." But he thought it was something else.
But if you didn't know... Black Mamba. If you didn't know what a pinpointer was, you would straight away think that, though, wouldn't you?
I think them orange ones are a bit more obvious that they're actually a pinpointer. But the black one, you know, the original one, it did look a bit more dodgy. That one, I think.
How does Stephen Graham know names
of the car?
Certain things?
I don't know. Black Rid Nobler.
I've walked into work this morning and the machine that I'm normally on, my night shift oppo's there. So I was speaking to him and he goes, "Have you seen this?" And I shit you not, there's a 6-inch blue vibrator attached to the machine. I was like, "What the fudge?" And he was like, it keeps slowing down the machine. And it said it's the baffle plate keeps sticking. So they've put this on the vibrator. When you press the buttons to operate it, the air causes it to vibrate. so it'll the baffle plate won't stick. So
Sorry,
I've got a 6-inch knob on my machine, basically.
Adrian,
sorry,
what's he talking about?
You've got a sex toy on your machine at work.
In short, yes, it looks like one and it vibrates, but it's air fed and it's there to vibrate to cause the baffle plate not to stick.
Who on earth invented that or came up with that idea?
No idea, but it brought me much joy. Not in that way.
Oh, that's okay. So,
Philip
is
Jones is on my level. He's thinking, is that a proper story? Or are you trying to mug us off?
No, I think that is a true one. I can tell when Dave's telling it. So, you're still using the Vortex, Dawn, VX9?
Yeah.
And getting on all right with it?
I am now. I've had a few updates on it, and I think the latest one, I've really liked the latest update. The latest update has been the good, if you've not done it, I would. I've noticed a better depth and a better accuracy on pinpointing and things like that. Yeah. But I haven't had anything earth-shattering for a while. But that's how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't had anything.
I actually think that the longer you go with the, with just Rat and George third coins and your average metal detecting day, I think the longer you go like that, the bigger the thing is going to be. Because I had a big drought when I found that Queen Anne. You see,
I agree.
Little drought might be like George Fifth sixpence.
I'm gonna
the third filling, right? But I think the drought I'm on at the minute, I think I must be edging up for gold. Must be.
Near me, the ground like 2 months ago it was too wet, and now it's too dry down south. It's like the fields have got cracks in them. But I've had a dry spell. No, don't get me wrong. I found hammers and things like that, but I want something good, and I think I'm going to find.
It's getting harder and harder.
No, well, it might be, but you mustn't think that, because as soon as you think negative, you will be negative. And I think you need.
Negative, but I mean, it used to be falling over stuff, whereas you have to work a bit more now. That's what I mean. That's what I've said this time and time again. So the biggest change in the last few years has been multi-frequency or simultaneous frequency or whatever you want to call it. And that is originally when you had a single frequency like your AT Pro, it was or ding ding. And now you've got ding, and it does calculate it, the processor and the detector. I think it's overcomplicated. Personally, well, sometimes I do revert back to single frequency.
Yeah, I do, and a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I do revert back to single frequency because I quite like that.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Multi-frequency, probably 90% of the time, is perfect and it's great.
So, what frequency would you generally use then if you're going on to single frequency? Because that's for my knowledge. And I'm sure there'll be other people asking the same question. Well, it could be 14 to 18 hertz. So for me, the sweet spot on my permissions is 15 hertz.
Yeah, I go that's what
I think it's the Manticore that I've got. It's got like 15, 30, etc., etc. So
if you whack it down to 4 hertz, if you're not finding anything, because you'll find a nice lot of iron and stuff. But
it goes deeper, but it's bigger. So if you're after smaller stuff, you want it to go a bit higher.
50, but then
15 hertz would be a general good one.
Back in the 80s, late 70s, it was 7 or 8 hertz, 6, 5, 4. It was low. I still like single frequency. But I like multi-frequency as well. But I like Dawn. I switch between the two, and I think a lot of people forget you're buying a high-end machine, and you're paying for single frequencies and multi-frequency, so you might as well use it.
Well, might as well use them. What's the point of them being there?
So you got 5 kilohertz on this on the Manticore. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I'm going to annoy everyone now.
Adrian.
What's that mean?
5, 10, 15, 20, and 40.
On the
Guess what machine that is?
ManLab Vanquish, the new one.
Oh, you say me because you bloody know.
So, of them that I've just read out of the Manticore, you'd go generally for about the 15 to 20.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Or the 10 to 15.
You'll still get anything lower, you'll struggle to get hammers. But, yeah. But, I mean, you can go out with a Garrett Ace 150 and find coins. It's yeah.
Well, I've seen that Garrett Ace 250 about that big gold talk thing. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. Well, funny you should say that, because where I'm going tomorrow, gold talk was found about, if you're watching Gary, who I'm going with tomorrow, about that big, a gold talk was found with a Garrett machine. I think that was a 250.
250's made some great finds over the years.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, Garrett, a lot of people still buy a Garrett Ace machine as a beginner. You can't really go wrong. You really can't.
Once about, like I said, because everybody started off with an Ace 250 at one point, didn't they? And then they moved and changed to wherever. So everybody had that experience. And I did a post about, like, what's your best find that you ever found with the Garrett Ace 250? And you should have seen some of the stuff on there. It was incredible on that post. Incredible stuff found.
I think a lot of people forget how Garrett pretty much developed the detecting community in the 80s, 90s onwards. They were like huge. And I bet you there's thousands of Garrett machines in people's lofts. Well, that retro one I've got, Dave, I've got a 1978, I've forgotten the name of it, Garrett, brand new box. Still got the Garrett stickers.
Hey, I bet that's worth some money.
Well, I think it's worth about £200 or £300, but it's never been used. And I've got the original. What was it? Before you used to have to buy a license. It was called a telecommunications license, because detectors could interfere. It was a radio license, and I've got that.
You get a radio license?
It's tight. It's tight. I've forgotten what it's called, but it's tight, and it's signed by like some bloke in London, and it's got a price on it, and it's like £1.25. That's with the machine, but I can't keep the machine at home anymore because I've got quite a few. So I went down where I drink, the local brewery, with a drill, and I've screwed it to the wall in the brewery, and that's helped me get some permissions and people talking about the hobby. So I go down and someone goes, "Why is there a metal detector stuck on the wall?" And then opens up the conversation.
You see, up there for thinking and down there for dancing.
Yeah, and I like drinking, so yeah.
Dawn, regarding Garrett, Dawn, there's been quite a few changes, shall we say, of late.
There has been changes, and it was quite shocking. I was as shocked as everybody else with the changes that was made, especially KG and Ringy and that, because they've been part of everything. And as you know, they're really good friends of mine, and it was a big shock. And at the time, I was straight on there trying to find out what had gone on and stuff like that. And they just, and then there's all rumours going around that Garrett is shutting down and everything, which is completely not true. So they've just had a reshuffle and a whatever. I don't know who's done that, but everything's onward and upward like it always has been. Yeah,
I think if you're going to shut down, the last thing you do is get rid of someone like that, isn't it? Those guys, which we should have on the show again soon, because they're great guests.
KG and Ringy.
They still do the diggingtv.com, don't they? So they can still got stuff on there.
Internationally, I don't think
he's nicest guys you could ever meet, honestly.
Yeah.
Internationally, I don't think there's anybody who's done for Garrett what KG and Ringy done.
No,
even he brought so many people into the hobby from the TV series from 10, 15 years ago. People who were in the hobby.
Got me into it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was watching them on National Geographic. I mean, I bought a detector and I went to Blackpool Beach with it because it was a £50 one. it didn't work, obviously, you know, because it's mineralized. So I didn't know that at the time. I just thought I was a bit, you know, it must be a bit thick for it. It must be a bit technical hobby. I threw it in the shed. And it was only because I was on National Geographic watching them two that I thought, oh, I'm going to get it out of the shed again and have a go, you know what I mean? And then next minute, I'm friends with them and all that. It was quite bizarre, really. But yeah, no, I was a bit devastated because I mean,
they are such nice guys.
Every year I look forward to seeing them, and they've become like me bit of my family, you know what I mean, in a way. And now they're not.
But be interesting where they end up.
They'll still do all right. There's such genuine, lovely, nice people. They'll do all right.
I think probably, from my perspective, I think the best suited for them, if they're going to be working with a manufacturer again, is Nocta all day long. They suit the demographic. They suit everything. And promoting the hobby, promoting the Nocta range in the US. I think they do for Nocta what they did for Garrett.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't know what.
Could be XP. Could be XP. Could be XP.
Could be any.
Could be Brutus. You don't know. Could be any brand. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, that's where we're up to then, and things are still in development. I've been told. I don't know what, but you know, things are still moving forward as they always have been.
Well, it's an interesting setup that Garrett have done, quite advanced with, you know, all the detectors are the same apart from the software. So manufacturing wise, that's really good. But also if you only got a few £100 and you want to buy a detector, you start off with the basic Vortex and then you upgrade to the next. And then
I think it's a fantastic idea. You know, the concept.
It is, because it makes you wonder.
Your coils and all that sort of thing. You're just updating the software.
But it makes you wonder what's actually in. I won't say any brands, but let's say you buy, ignoring Garrett, you buy brand B, and it's a X1 or whatever, and then you buy an X5 from another manufacturer, not Garrett. What's to say that the only difference in that machine is the software, and yet you've paid £400 for one and over £1,000 for the next one? You don't know. You don't know.
It will be the software, because if you look at a Deus remote, which is the software, that's like £600 in it. I mean, it might even be more now. I don't know what a Deus remote costs.
I was thinking of other brands, but yeah, you don't know what's in there. The biggest one is the battery power. So like the Manticore's got 2 batteries as opposed to the Nox that's got 1. So it's the processor, isn't it, and all what's going on. Anyway, I'm very sorry, Dawn and Dave. I've got to leave now because I've got to catch a flight to So I will contact you when I'm in America, Dave, and speak to you in tomorrow morning.
Adrian, I'm a bit scared of being left with Dave on his own with that shiny face.
I know you've got shorts on, Dawn. Gosh, that's why I said it. I can just see
pants.
half 10 tonight. Dawn walking down the chip shop. You got a Savoy? Sorry, spicy sausage. Right. Thanks, Dave. Thank you, Dawn. I know you used to sell them. You had to call them spicy sausages. You couldn't call them Savoys. Right. Thank you, everyone. I've never done this before. How do I go? Oh, here. Bye. Thanks.
Oh, he's lovely, Adrian. I always have I go away with a little happy feeling when I've had a good chat with Adrian.
Yes, he's like lying in your own way, isn't he? He's still there, and he doesn't realise he's still there. I'm going to put him back on screen.
He might be doing something we shouldn't be seeing.
I know. Yeah, what's that? Oh, it's his earphones, isn't it? Oh, he's gone.
Right. Is that what it is?
He's disconnected now.
Yeah.
Kick him. Get him out.
Are you feeling all right, honestly, Dave? Because honestly, you don't look right.
Yes, I'm fine.
In the comments now, do you agree with me? Does Dave look like he needs to have a visit to A&E?
No, honestly, I'm fine. Honestly.
Is it not dangerous, that welding burns, though? They're not like normal burns, are they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, that one, that just needs a bit of Savlon on it. It's only come out tonight, that, but the rest of me, that's fine. It's Tuesday, so no problem.
Wayne Rowlands has asked me a question, and he says, how do you store your metal detector? I just put it in its little space with me others in my bedroom. That's it. I take it upstairs, put it in my bedroom, and then when I'm going out again, take it out and put it in the car, and then take it home and put it in the bedroom.
I've got another question for you from Wayne Rowlands.
What?
But I'm going to have to open Facebook and show you a video. Wayne has kindly offered to give you something because he's ever so lovely as Wayne.
He's not in with it. Wayne Rowlands isn't the person that makes them wooden boxes, is he?
Yes, he is. And I've got a video of what I've got a video of what he would like to offer you because he's lovely. Let me just share the screen.
I've marvelled over your stuff, Wayne, for ages. I mean, it's so beautiful, them coin cases and everything that you make.
Well, he said, would you like one of these with your Digger Dawn logo on it?
Oh, yeah, because I could put that in my bedroom because it's got the lights on it and everything. Are you sure?
It's to hang your detector on, basically.
Where do I hang it?
Detector storage. At the bottom.
So would I have to fold it down?
No. Though basically, you screwed that to your wall, and then at the bottom of it, there's a thing that you see the hanger there.
Right, I see.
Clip your machine into.
Right, well, I've got a space where I could put that.
Well, there you go. So, obviously, thank you very much, Wayne.
Thank you, you're a star. Message me on Facebook and I'll send you my address and things. But thank you very much. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? That's really made me feel happy. I feel like I'll have to do a competition now on my page to give somebody else something. Just to
Philip Will says the drawers for your pinpointer as well, innit?
Is there? Mind you, I'll be honest with you, my pinpointer and that I keep in the bag with my sortie spade, and I bring that out.
You leave in the boot of your car for men to find.
No, I put it. I used to leave it in the boot of the car underneath, hidden, but now I bring it in and just put it in the hallway. I've got a little thing that's metal detected. It's got about 8 USB leads coming off it, and it's just storage for metal detecting things. So it just stays in there. Otherwise, if I put it away or clean it, I forget it. Leave it. If it's not in the bag, when I take the bag out, then I forget. Just like that, unfortunately. But thank you very much.
Why is he back?
What's he doing?
Oh, why are you back? He's got the soft top on.
Look.
Yeah, he's into that time that they've got to be iffy anyway while he's driving.
I wish he'd have been in a better position than that, like
there he is, he's back again. Hi, Adrian.
Well, all right. I just forgot to say, good luck this weekend, Dawn. So I thought I'd do it. Do you know, it's a nice evening.
Are you taking the mickey out of me, Adrian? I've got nowhere to go.
I should have sorted my camera out. All you can see is my knob.
I know, that's what I thought. We don't want to look at your knob.
Right. You can see it again now, Dawn.
I don't want to look at your big knob.
Adrian's big black knob.
Right. Yeah, you can cut me out now. I can't do it because I'm driving. And that's,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Love you. Bye.
Down there, blue sky and that, doesn't it? You have all the lovely weather down south. It's freezing up here. It's like about -10.
I can't kick him from the studio because he's a bloody... Hold on. Adrian, I can't kick you from the studio. I can only remove you.
I was going to open up the car in a minute.
Can we not put him on mute or something?
Hang on, I'll pull over. Hang on. I'll pull over.
He's such a nuisance, isn't he?
Yes. He's showing off with his hairdresser car as well.
We're just getting on then, and you just come in and ruined it.
You know, this is just a Mini with a soft top on. He's got.
Is it?
A hairdresser's car.
You told me he's got a Ferrari.
Heck. It's a Mini with a bloody soft top.
Look, Gareth Sims is a nice lawnmower.
Let's remove him from the screen. He's disappeared. He's seized. Yes, he's got a hairdresser's car. So, you're not out this weekend then because you got nowhere to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure on Sunday.
There's loads of group digs I can go on and things like that.
Yeah,
I'm still a bit tender, if you know what I mean. Because
South Manchester group, I think they've got one on it, a villa, the Roman Villa area.
I just having somewhere to go of my own where I can just sit there being peaceful, you know, rather than a group dig. I like group digs, but he's not back again, is he? No,
it's me.
Oh, right. Yeah,
No,
I love group digs because I like chatting to me, but I just can't get in the same peaceful state. And then the other thing is, a lot of group digs are. Don't, Dave, you're putting me off.
He's still there. He was going, I could hear him then going, shit. Hi, Gadrian.
I had no internet. Hang on, petrol station. In there.
It's like Norman Collier now, isn't he?
Glasses.
He forgot his glasses.
Is it Texaco garage getting some petrol? He'll only need to put about £5 in that, won't he? Be full.
In his hairdresser's car.
How do I leave stage? Shall I
just turn your internet off, mate? Just exit everything.
Yeah, put your phone on plane mode.
Bye again.
Yeah. It was on Radio 5 Live on Monday.
You were?
Yeah.
Now, I got a message to tell me it was on, and I let. Oh, he's ringing me now. Hello? No, you're still there. Honestly, you're still there. Yeah, it's stalled, but you're still there on the screen, on the bottom.
Oh, just leave him then if he's not there.
Okay. Bye.
But Adrian looks like Gizmo in a Barbie car. With his hair blowing and that. With the bouffants.
What were we talking? Oh, yeah. I let a lot of people know, and it's still available to listen to on BBC Sounds. But tell us about that.
Oh, on BBC Radio 5 Live with Nicky Campbell.
Mm.
Yeah, well, they got this message asking me if they wanted to be on Bankology Monday. And I said, yeah, all right, because I don't mind going on radio and having a one-to-one. It's all right. So then the next day, someone rang and she said, oh, there'll be a few of you on. I said, oh, all right, well, yeah, there is pasture everywhere, Matt. But the problem is the farmers are very precious about the grass. They think I'm going to contaminate it and all sorts of strange things. Anyway, what was I just saying then, David? David, I sounded like
David.
Mum then, didn't I?
All right, Mum. You said about other people who were on with you as well.
Oh, yeah. So she said, oh, there'll be a few people on with you. I said, all right, who'll be on? And she said, well, there'll be 2 people from Time Team, 2 archaeologists. And then there was Emma. Do you know Emma off Instagram? Emma
Ewell?
No, it's got Emma. I can't remember. I don't know what her last name is. And then there was Ellie as well, Miss Detectorist.
Yeah.
And she's nice. But I always thought, oh my God, they're all going to speak really, really well. And then there's going to be me on the range going, hey, open your, you know what I mean, at the end. They're all talking about the Treasure Act and archaeology. And it did nearly end up that bad because I don't know what. They were all talking about different things. I think Nicky Campbell sort of got the idea. I might have been a little bit short for pound. And he even made Megan know. He said, what does it sound like when you find something? I said, what, do you really want me to make a sound of a metal detector? So I ended up on Radio 5 Live doing impressions of metal detectors. While all the others were on Time Team and that. You know what I mean?
And you're an impressionist.
Yeah. I'm going, beep, beep, beep. He goes, beep, 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 beep. It just should go, beep, boop, beep, boop. You know, like it was like, and I thought to myself, Don,
I've made it.
I've made it in life. I think the BBC have got me down as a comedy element. You know, if this to stop things becoming too boring, then get her on for a bit. She'll just like say something random.
That's why me and Adrian never get asked. We always take it the wrong way. We always veer off into the distance and
yeah. Because I could hear that Nicky Campbell nearly laughing every time he come back. He says, "I'm Dawn." You know what I mean? I thought, oh, hey, up here it comes.
How long was that for then?
It was only for about an hour, but everybody was lovely on it. It was really nice, actually.
Yeah. And that, as I say, that'll still be available on BBC Sounds app.
It probably will be. It was on Monday. It was you were Nicky Campbell, and it was between 10 and 11 on Monday morning. If you want to listen, if you want to have a listen.
Yeah, one of my mates messaged me to tell in work, messaged me, and but I couldn't be asked because I didn't know he was going to be on, so I couldn't be asked listening.
You know, it was me on there.
No, he just messaged me that on about Metal Detected on Nicky Campbell at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So,
and then I'm going to be on Facebook. You know, Joanne Shepherd, Jammy Joe, that gets a million hammies a week.
No.
No, she lives in Norfolk and she goes metal detecting. And honestly, I've never known anybody find as many good stuff as she does. It's absolutely incredible. Do you not know her, Joanne Shepherd?
No.
Do you not? She does. She finds loads of stuff. Anyway, she started doing some sort of talk show as well. So I'm going to go on that as well.
Hey guys. Emma Dale from Yorkshire.
Did you think Jeremy Beadle appear? I always think Jeremy Beadle's going to appear in my life. Honest to God, I don't know. It goes from one thing to another. Honestly.
On one hand, he's very big. On the other hand, he was very small.
I know. Do you know what? A strange thing about that is I watched Jerry McBeadle for years and I never noticed he had a small hand until someone told me. And then I went, and then I couldn't not see it, but I didn't notice it for years.
There was a fantastic piece, a friend of Julian Evan Hart's was on it, where they set him up metal detecting with Jeremy Beadle. Have you ever seen that episode?
No.
Oh, I'll find it for you and send it. It was we played it on the show. So in short, he's metal detected and he finds some things, and some bloke comes on the field and starts ranting at him. Then you found my hoard, and he's like, I don't know what you're on about. And end up the police coming and the police sergeant's actually Jeremy
send me
Beadle.
that, Dave. That'd be absolute. I've not seen that. Send it me. Oh, that would be funny. I'd be well set up for that sort of thing. Do you remember once when my friend dressed up as a Viking on the moors and stormed me from behind a wall?
No.
Well, I was on the moors, right, where it was really like quite remote, you know, just stone walls and everything. And one week I'd been up there and it was in the middle of nowhere, and I looked on this wall and somebody had carved in it "Hello Digger Dawn," right? To which point I was a little bit like a bit like frightened, you know, because of where it was and that. So the following week I went back to, we was in a similar place, and it was with Kev. And I'm metal detecting and I've seen some bob up behind one of the stone walls, you know, like we've got the big rocks and everything. I've seen someone bob up about the wall. I thought, is that somebody following me? I had my spade ready. I was like that, like a weapon. Right? I said to Kev, there's somebody over there behind that wall. He went, what do you mean up here? He said, well, it's going to be. I said, so we're bobbing their head looking at me. He said, there won't be. So I said, go and have a look. So he went towards this, there was like a bit of the wall that had fell down. And he went to the wall, and then all of a sudden, this guy was full dressed in a Viking thing with full horns, shields, big sword and everything, full furs and everything, just come screaming through this wall at me. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, and it was my friend and he drove down from Newcastle to cheer me up.
More like shit you're up.
Yeah. I'll never forget that, honestly. Oh God. I mean, I was just, you know, have you ever been so shocked that your brain can't work what's going on? You know, like you're in the middle of the moors where it's peaceful, there's just a couple of sheep about.
My brain most days can't figure out what's going on.
Was running at you with a big sword and everything. Like, it was just blew my mind. It was funny.
Matt Kent says you're not saying it properly. It's Ont Moors.
Ont Moors, yeah.
He speaks fluent Yorkshire. Problem is, Matt, that she's from Lancashire.
If you've noticed, I've started becoming a little bit posher lately. But that's only because when I'm talking to AI and my car and that, I don't know what I'm saying. So I've started having to say, turn right. So that all the technology knows what I'm saying. Otherwise, I don't get it. I mean, if you ever put transcript on any of my videos, you should see what it comes out with. It's the right laugh. It's nothing like what I've said.
I was in a meeting the other week, which they recorded with AI, and I had to check the transcript after, and I was pissing myself on it.
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny.
So, this summer...
Oh, look, Garrett, if you remember that video. Oh, God, it was...
Any
Vikings. It's on the YouTube channel. I think you can see it as a picture. It's called If you put Digger Dawn Viking, that'll come up.
I'll have a look for that. Have you got any plans summer-wise for detecting or detecting?
Well, yes. I've got a weekender coming up on the 22nd of May, and that's with Lothian Metal Detecting Group from Scotland.
Oh, you're up to Carlisle, yeah?
And in Carlisle, yes. Are you going there, Dave?
No, unfortunately, it's my birthday weekend.
Is anybody else going? Is like
there are people from the group from the chat going, yeah.
Is there?
I'm not sure who, but who's going to the Carlisle Lothian Relics dig? I know there were some people. I think Stephen Brame, are you going?
Yeah, Stephen Brame will probably be going because he's not too far for him to drive.
Anything else?
So I've got that, and then I've got the Terry's dig in Kent, 22nd of August.
Oh, the big dig.
The big dig, yeah, I'm going to that one in Kent. And then I'll probably do a couple of others because Detectival's not on this year, is it? And then none of the big rallies are on this year, so it's just going to be some of the others, which I quite like the ones that are a bit smaller, to be honest. Yeah, so what about you, Dave? Where are you planning on going?
I've been invited to the MineLab 500, and I'm hoping to go to the Lothian Relics one at Lindisfarne.
Right.
And there was another one, and I can't put my finger on what it was.
Lothian Relics of Scotland. Yeah, I'm going to that one as well. It's in Scotland in September.
No, it's not Scotland. It's Northumberland, near Lindisfarne.
Yeah, well, I'm going to that one.
Yeah, but it's not in Scotland. You go to the one in Scotland, but no one else will be there.
Is it the Lothian Digs then? So is it not on the borders this time? Is it a bit more south?
It's north. It's near Lindisfarne, near Holy Island.
So it'll take me 3.5 hours to get there then.
Yeah.
No, that's not too bad, is it?
Jeff Block is going there.
Wayne Rowland says, see you there.
Tony Kaywood has got tickets.
Matt,
so yeah, there's a few.
Diggy's doing fine at the minute. The vet put him on 2 weeks of antibiotics and a week of painkillers. So I gave him them. And for the past couple of days, he's been playing like a puppy and following me around and just being back to his normal self, thankfully. So he's got another week on the antibiotics to finish off because they give him a really strong thing to get rid of whatever they think it is. And then we've just got to hope he doesn't have any more seizures. She said if he has more than one a month, then they're going to think about putting him on medication. But, she said it might be a one-off.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. Oh, it was horrible seeing it, that. And he was all upset and everything.
How old is he now?
Well, he's 10 this year. Can't believe he's nearly 10, can you? You remember
10 years with him, that's a bit mental because I remember you getting him.
I know when he was a little couple.
Who had his brother?
Phil Fraggill and, Sid Perry. Phil, he had a border terrier called Angel. And that was Diggy's mum. And you know what? We always wanted them to meet together to see if they knew each other, and she passed away before that happened.
Yeah.
I took him to Detectival the year after she, and it was a bit sad, but would have liked to see what they thought of each other. She probably would have thought, oh no.
Being a woman, he might have tried getting his leg over, but a bit weird.
He's got no nuts.
Oh, right, okay.
His nuts fell in the vet's bin quite when he was young. because he was too cocky. He's a Mr. He is too.
He's not too cocky anymore.
No, do you know what I mean? He was a bit alpha dog. He'd have been. I couldn't take him to the park because he was like a sex pest.
Like Adrian, then.
And he still does 10 men at dogs that come up. What? He still does a bit of 10 men, even with no nuts. So.
Jason Hill says his Jackapoo is 14, plays on her something big time. Too lazy to go out for a week, so we have to carry her out.
Well, you know what? I think Diggy's working his way up for a pram. I can tell you now.
If you dare get him a pram, I'm going to slap you.
Time, that dog will be sat in a pram and I'll be pushing it around the park. It's guaranteed.
People with dogs in prams need slaps.
I'll be all right though, because he'll just fit in with me. It'll be normal. You can buy little special dog prams, apparently.
I know, yeah, but why? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
What's Matt saying? Talking of pasture quality, horsey lady I work with was telling me that if you dig a whole plug of grass out, you can turn the grass into something dangerous for the horses to eat. Oh, well, that's interesting.
She's probably only saying that to you, Matt, so you don't dig holes.
Well, I always do a 3-sided plug, and I don't know whether that helps the grass knit together, which some people say it does, some people say it doesn't. You know, I always think it might do. But, Garrett said his chihuahua's got epilepsy, and it's not nice, is it? I mean, it's the aftermath, and I had to just, because he couldn't stand up or anything, he was just hitting the decks and hitting everything, and I just had to hold him, and his little heart was beating and everything. It was horrible. You all right, Dave?
Mia's got a pram for the beach she's for the dogs.
Yeah, well, it's normal to have a little dog pram now. I could when he's in a pram, I can put him a little jumper on. And I can get him a little hat and that, and I'm going to push him around.
I don't get what people who put coats in.
At the garden centre, he can go in a basket as long as he's well behaved. So I put him in a basket and wheel him around in the garden centre, and he really likes that.
I don't get why people put clothes on dogs either, because they've already got clothes on.
Yeah, well, Diggy won't have clothes on. He only wants a coat. I'm going to once he's captive in something. He won't, because if I put a jumper on him now, he just lies on the floor like he's been run over. Won't move till I take it off. Or if he even sees a slight bit of a harness coming, he runs upstairs and hides under bed. But if he's captive in a pram, he can have a jumper on.
Tell us one of your stories. What of your funny things that has happened to you while you're detecting?
Oh, God. You put me on the spot now. I can't think my whole life's like that.
Yeah, no, it's funny. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't know. I can't just think off the top of my head like that.
Nick Berry asks, what is your bucket list?
Oh, well, listen, Jim, my Benny Hill silver dances will be there. I've just not found any silver. And I might have to just adapt the music because I was getting copyright problems with Benny Hill. So it's a shame. John, what is my bucket list? Oh, that's a nice one. A Viking strap end, I'd really like. Or I've never had a gold coin, and I suppose all of us want a gold coin.
Hold on a minute.
Hold
on a minute. Dawn!
What? Oh, yeah, you forgot his wife's called Dawn.
Come here.
What's up?
There's a murder going on next door.
Next door?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I can fucking hear them screaming. You heard these next door?
Do you think you should ring? How do you know he's murdering them?
Screaming her head off a dog park, and he's going, "What's up with you? What's up with you?"
Oh yeah, when I lost my keys in the snow, that was it. That was a good one.
Yeah, tell us about your keys in the snow. There's his tale.
Well, when detecting once and it snowed and it was on the moors, it was with Kev again. It snowed. And it was a really good experience. I think everybody should go for a metal detect in the snow. Because
absolutely, loved it.
When you're swinging, you can see how much you miss. and it really slows you down and really gives you good technique because you can see what you've missed. So me and Kev was like all over the moors and we're digging stuff up still, you know, like because it was all right. David, are they really murdering somebody?
We've got a fucking half-wit nutcase next door. It's just all kicking off. And I'm a nosy bastard.
So anyway, so we've been all over the moors and everything, and we finished and we got back and we climbed up the banks and everything, got back to the car. And I went in my bag, no keys. I said to Kev, Kev, I think I've lost my keys. He went, no, you're joking. Well, at that point then I nearly started crying because I was in the middle of nowhere, you know what I mean? I couldn't get lift home and everything, and no car keys, no house keys, anything. Just big moor of snow, you know, like. And I was like, Kev's going, don't cry. I'm going, what are we going to do? And so we went out, but luckily we had metal detectors and we found him. And I dropped him somewhere near a wall where I'd been filming. But I'll tell you what, since that day, I'm like this all the time with my keys. I check that I've got them about 5 times a hunt. It was horrendous, that was. The time I got locked in the farm. Do you know that one?
Phil says I'm getting quite sweary over the last few weeks, Dave. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay.
Why is he been swearing again? I didn't hear it.
Yes.
Yeah, I had this. In fact, I was thinking of going back there actually because I've not been for a few years, and land changes and animals bring things up, don't they? Cows
and you've got a new machine that does different things.
Yeah, you've got a new machine, so I've got that. That's been crossing my mind. Anyway, so I used to go to this permission, and you had a big gate on the top, and you had like a 5-number padlock. So I knew what the number was, and so you used to have to open the padlock, get in, get out again, and you could get in. So this particular day I think it was my birthday. It might have been the Christmas day before my birthday or something. It was near Christmas. So I've been detecting that day. I hadn't needed to open the gate when I got there because it was already open. So I just drove in, went detecting, and then it was getting about 3:30 and it was starting to go dark, you know, like it does in the winter. So I thought I'll get back in the car. So I got in the car, drove to the gate, went to do the numbers. He changed it. It didn't work. So I thought, all right, I'll have to just ring him. He's forgot to tell me, he's changed the code. So I'm on the phone to him. I must have rung him about 87 times. Right, no answer. And it's going darker and darker. And I'm on Facebook and going, I'm stopped in this car. I don't know how to get out. And everybody on Facebook's going, well, we'll come down, we'll lift the gate off and all that. Anyway, it was about 8 o'clock, about 4 hours later, the phone went and it was as he says, have you been ringing me? I said, I'm locked in. He was called Dave as well. I think all the farmers I know are called Dave. I said, I'm locked in, Dave. He said, oh, I'm having a nap on that bottle of whiskey what you bought me, because I bought him a bottle of whiskey for Christmas. Anyway, he told me the number and I got out and that, but that was a funny story as well. There's so many. I mean, there was another time I was with Diggy. It was on that farm, and it was on with Diggy and that, and I looked in the distance. I could see this big, massive black wolf thing, and it was just running across the fields up the sides. And it looked massive, like a proper big wolf. I was thinking, oh my God, it's going to kill Diggy. What am I going to do? I just sort of started panicking a bit. So I got Diggy. I'm going, come on, Diggy, let us run. So I was running like mad. And I got near this gate and it come round the front like that. I thought, oh God, I'm going to be dead. Anyway, it turned out to be the farm dog. And it weren't nasty really, but I really thought I was going to die. And Diggy was like, what's up with her? I'm just running. I don't know if it was massive, this big black dog. God. I think that one's called.
It wasn't a wolf.
Detecting with Wolves, that video's called, I think.
How many, do you know, how many videos you've actually made now? How much content?
About 650.
Good Lord. So over what, 10 years?
12 years.
12 years.
That's why I had to have a year off last year. I was just losing my spark, you know what I mean? I just needed a rest.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it was the best thing he ever did, because of this year I've just come back with a bang and everything's going to go in like that. Fantastic.
Good. Have you still got the camper?
Right. Have you asked me that on purpose? Dave.
No.
I'll just tell everybody, right? I had a year where I spent years and years on my own as a single lady, happily. Anyway, I thought to myself that there was somebody that came along, and I thought, oh, a nice companion, you know, and so I'd only started going out with him a couple of weeks, and then he nearly died, right, from a perforated colon. So I spent all year looking after him, and he bought a camper van for us to have nice weekends away in and stuff like that. So that was all going nice. And then he had a bit of a depressive moment. And then he dumped me on my birthday. So no, I haven't got a camper van.
Sorry, I thought it was your camper van. That's why I
kept seeing the Royal We.
Sorry.
So yeah, they dumped on my birthday on Christmas Eve.
That's so he didn't have to get you a birthday Christmas present.
I think so, yeah. That's how tight it was, yeah. Tight bastard. So anyway, I've gone back to being single and happy. Being on my own is the way for me to be. I'm really happy when I'm on my own. Because I'm not on my own. I've got all my Facebook family and I've got all my metal detecting family. And, you know, I've got people like you, Dave, known you for 12 years. You know, I've got loads of people. So I don't really need anybody. I find a lot of peace, you know, just being on my own. I have no drama in my life. My life's very steady. I don't go up and down or anything. And I just get my yoga mat out when I want to and try standing on my head and, you know, all them sort of things. I just do it. Well,
I knew your previous partner and know the malarkey you had there and how unhappy you were and how that life-changing that was when you got out of that.
Well, I think that ended it for me, where I just wanted to be on my own forevermore.
Yeah.
You know, you just have enough, don't you? Sometimes you come along, you just think, right, I've had enough now. What about fishing? Yeah, that went with that as well. Yeah, I did work with Send Kids. Yeah, I do miss it. Yeah, well, I don't miss the politics of teaching and all the administration, but the actual teaching of the children, well, the teenagers, I should say, they were themselves. Yeah, I miss them daily. Really do. Oh, it's your birthday Christmas Eve? Well, mine's the 23rd. It's not really Christmas Eve, but it's near enough, you know.
Somebody just said something and I just wanted to
check. That was a good one when I lost sweep on the moors. Do you remember that one?
Go on.
That was an old video, that, Stephen Brame. Yeah, well, I had a little puppet sweep before he had Diggy. And I used to take it metal detecting. Remember, I used to do pictures of him with like, digging up cartwheel pennies and that. And anyway, so one day he fell out. I got home and he disappeared. And I was getting that in the ear. And why you've lost him? And your mum. And I was like, well, stressed. So when I finished work, I drove back up to Moors and it was all misty and everything. But I thought I'll just trace my steps back to see where I could find him. So I'm walking up in the Moors, couldn't see nothing. And I found him on the floor. And he was all wet with his little wet glasses and that. So I took him back and then I give him first aid and that. And then...
you know his twin brother's at Adrian's house.
Is there? I've still got sweepings upstairs, but I can't bring him down because Diggy wants to rip its head off. Every time Diggy's leaving, he's like, new toy. So I have to put him back up he's on top of the wardrobe.
Oh, he often makes an appearance on the show.
Who does he?
Yeah. You're an external individuator now, aren't you, Dawn?
External quality assurer. Yeah, it's an EV or an external verifier. That's what it means. Yeah.
And do you enjoy that?
Yeah, that's lovely because, I mean, it's like I can work from home. So like I just sit here all day working from home. And then obviously, if anybody wants to pass the functional skills or anything like that, I have to check that it's been done properly, you know, because otherwise anybody could pass anybody, even if they haven't done the work and just claim the funding company. So I have to check. But what I really enjoy about the job is that about 20 years ago, I had an EV come in when I was a teacher. And she was such a nice lady and she taught me so much stuff. And, you know, and she wasn't like an Ofsted inspector. She was just like really, really lovely. And she taught me everything, more than anybody else I'd ever known. I'm still friends with her now, actually, on Facebook. But at the time, I thought to myself, I want to do your job. You're lovely. You know, and help people the same as she did. Anyway, so it took me nearly 20 years, but I did it. I got to the same job. And now I go around helping people. Well, I try to. So I don't go in saying, oh, you've done this wrong and that's wrong and that, I'll say, well, it's not quite right like this time. Let's work together and get it right. And I found I get a lot of pleasure out of doing that. I always like helping people. That's part of me nature.
Garrett Howard says, I work at a specialist college like Dawn used to work at. And his mum has got art magazines in a loft as well. Matt Kent says his dog clinically removes the squeaker from any new toy.
He's got the world record for a squeaker can come out within seconds. I've filmed it before now. You get a new toy and he squeakers out and he's got a sweat on his face and everything like that. He just loves removing a squeaker. No squeakers survive that dog.
So when you out and about next then?
Well, but this weekend I'll be somewhere. I can't not go a weekend without metal detector. You might not see me, but I'm usually out somewhere doing something, So there's a few good digs on at the minute, but I don't know about the weather. The weather looks a bit pants. It looks like it's raining.
To be honest, Dawn, I've not looked. I know I'm working Saturday morning, so I might, if Shane that out, I might go.
And I've got a bit of an achy hip, which I think I've overdone it in yoga. But, again, I do look after myself. Now I've told you about the secret.
Don't know what you're on about.
So there's that as well. So I don't know. I'll make a video of some sort, but I really fancy getting out. But where yet? I don't know. I'll decide on Friday. About Friday 10 o'clock. I'll be looking at the weather and everything, and I'll just go boom. I'm going there because there's so many lovely groups that I go with. Go Detective Nation, they're a lovely group, and then I go with the East Cheshire. They're a lovely group, and then the South Manchester. They're a lovely group. There's loads of lovely groups, isn't there? Coyotes at Soil I go with sometimes. Yeah.
Jim Painting says Dawn could do an hour stand-up at a festival.
Hey, Jim, I could do a 3-hour stand-up, get me going. I can talk all day.
Give enough, Jen. She's there forever. And Stephen Brame says you're always welcome to come out with him.
Oh, I know. He's lovely, Stephen. I've been out with Stephen before. And he's a lovely, lovely guy. Doesn't live too far away.
In fact, so is his family.
Yeah.
Rob Random.
Listen, I didn't mention Harv, and Harv I feel like is my soul group, if you know what I mean, because I went from like the first dig that he ever went on. What John ever put on. So I've been with Harv for a very long time. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Oh.
I'm Burning Ribble Valley.
Oh, John. Yeah, I remember him starting that.
Yeah.
That was a good 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I went, I've got back. I always feel very connected with John and that because I've known him for so long.
That's like I feel with Ministry Detect with James.
Well, yeah, he's another good one. There's so many good groups up here at the minute. I mean, we didn't used to have a lot, but at the minute there's a lot of them in there where you can you're willing to travel about an hour a different direction. You can come to somewhere.
Yeah. James has got a weekender on 6th of June, I think, in Yorkshire.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to that. I'm going to that one. When is it? 6th of June. I'll have to put it in
Rob,
my diary.
we asked that question a while ago.
Yeah.
Nice to see you anyway, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, have a look at the beginning of the video because I've done a big explanation of that.
Yeah.
But I feel really sad because they're like my American brothers.
They are the men. Well, anyway, it's that time of the night anyway, where we all go to, I go to bed because I'm up in a couple of hours.
Is there any questions that I've missed?
I've not seen any. No, I haven't seen any. And yeah, so obviously, thank you for coming on tonight, John.
Oh, look what Garrett's put. Oh,
I don't know. I think Dawn has to be my biggest influence for getting into the hobby. Absolutely wonderful woman. She is. She certainly is. I've known her for 12 years, and I won't have a word said against her.
No, you're always there for me, Dave, aren't you? In good times and bad times.
Certainly am, and always will be.
Yeah.
Even when we go on to organise a metal detecting rally.
I will do Wayne. I will do.
Do you remember that when we were organising a metal detecting rally for the mayor of Rochdale and we ended up on the moors and we were like, I don't think we could do this.
I told you wouldn't be able to do it up there. All your members will be having a heart attack.
And then the next thing, what happened? I ended up with bloody, what's her name?
Somebody
Thingy Webster off. What's her name? Sue. I can't remember.
Somebody you was impressed by. I didn't know who it was.
Oh yeah, she Thingy. Kevin Webster's sister off Coronation Street. She's in it at the moment. But for us of a certain age, we'll remember her as Johnny Briggs' sister, who we all fancied. And I was like, I used to fancy you when I was a kid.
Oh, you did say that.
Take me picture.
Yeah, take a picture of us. Going, I used to fancy you when I was a kid. Can you imagine you saying that to someone?
When you were on Johnny Briggs. Out of everything I've been on, and you mentioned Johnny Briggs. He was lovely there, wasn't she?
Lovely people, Matt saying the first vids I ever watched. You know, I get so it keeps me going a lot of the times. You know, so many people that I've met that have said, you know, I started detecting because of you, or I got a detector because of you, and you know, and it's lovely. It just really keeps me going. So thanks very much for saying that.
Sue Devaney.
Ooh.
And it was weird, wasn't it? Because we went up there and it was actually the local community were putting a historic day on. So it was a big history display on, and we were like, metal detectorists. Anyway.
Oh, so much stuff up there, you know, stone circles and everything.
Yeah.
It really should be.
The Cotton Road, is it?
Well, yeah, because when the slave trade, you know, when they stopped with the slave trade and everything else, and there was a cotton famine because all of Rochdale and Manchester ran on cotton, didn't they? They were cotton trade. But because they stopped because of the slave trade, they were really instrumental in actually finishing the slave trade. But because of that, all the people were starving. So what they did, they paid everybody to build this cobbled road. So that's why the road's there. And it goes from Rochdale right over the top of the moors as high as you can get and lands down on the other side in Bacup.
Yeah, it was brilliant to see that. Proper decent bit of history.
Yeah.
So.
And if you go back 2.5 miles up that road, halfway along, there used to be a pub there from when people used to drag cars over it and everything,
Yeah. So. Right, thank you very much for joining us tonight, Dawn. It's been a pleasure as ever.
I've got to wear 2 sets of glasses.
So next week, who we got next week? We've got Cy Weller coming on the show next week. And he's going to be talking about his the new app that him and his friends have created, which is he's from the Stop Wishing Go Digging group. So it's a Stop Wishing Go Digging app, it's basically like Facebook about all the malarkey. It's showing you pictures of your finds and such like. Really good app. So he's going to be coming on the show next week. We do have quite a few other people coming on the show as well, people who haven't been on before, because I put a post in the Big Detective Show group yesterday, and we've had quite a few responses. One of them's from a well-renowned in the Merseyside area archaeologist who I used to go on digs with, Felicity Davis. So she's interested in coming on the show. So she was one of the main people in the Northwest for archaeology. So retired now, but she's an absolutely lovely woman. So hopefully she's going to be coming on the show. So same time, same place next week. We'll try and keep Donna away as ever. Hi, Donna. But obviously, Adrian and I will be here, hopefully, anyway. So thank you, Dawn.
If you're ever stuck for a co-host, I don't mind standing in for you.
Thank you very, very much.
I don't mind because it's you, Dave.
Ta very much.
Do you know what I'm just going to finish off with, just for anybody in the comments? If you remember, about 10 years ago, I did a Kate Bush video. And I spent years, because I've made 650 videos, and people are going, I ain't like a Kate Bush video. And I think, all the ones I've done, have you seen Kate Bush?
Yes.
Right, that's what I mean. So everybody knows this Kate Bush video. And I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 10-year recreation of the Kate Bush video. And I've bought a wig and everything. Yeah, I seriously have. So expect that in the near future.
Are you going to get up on the moors and go out on the wily windy moors?
I was thinking of that on most. I've got the dress, I've got the wig, I've got the full lot.
You'll either get shot or arrested.
Well, I've got some spotlights, so if I went on the moors in the dark, put some spotlights on and did it when it was sort of semi-dark, I think that would be quite good.
And if you're doing it on your own and not getting filmed by somebody else, people will proper think that you've gone off your head.
Well, yeah, if you know me, people just think, oh, what's she up to now? You know, it'll be just semi-normal.
Right. Thanks again, Dawn, and good night and good luck if you're out detecting this weekend, everybody. And we'll see you the same time, same place next week. Good night.
Bye.